All right, everyone. So we have a new music video from Helluva Boss called Just Look My Way. Now, we are going to be watching this and we are going to be discussing this. Now, if you don't know, this is going to be the very last thing that we are going to be getting from Helluva Boss this year. And it's going to be a little bit before we get new episodes because if you don't know, next month is when Has Been Hotel is officially being released. If you're not aware, January 19th is the day that they are going to officially start releasing episodes. That is the premiere date for Has Been Hotel. And I don't know whether they're going to be dropping every episode all at once or if they're going to do what Amazon is usually known for doing, which is releasing episodes weekly, which is personally what I'm kind of hoping that they will do. I'm hoping that they actually release every episode, weekly instead of just dropping it all at once like what Netflix does. But anyway, so January is when Has Been Hotel is going to premiere, and I think that they're going to let Has Been, have its time, obviously, because a lot of people have waited a long, long time for Has Been Hotel to finally get released and to finally get to experience that story. So I think that they're going to let people just enjoy Has Been Hotel as it's being released, and then once that's had its time, then we're going to start getting more Helluva Boss episodes. At least I think that that's what their plan is. Again, I'm just speculating. Or who knows, maybe they will release a new episode while Has Been is being released. Again, I think it depends on whether or not they drop every episode all at once or whether or not they release it weekly. Because if they release it weekly, and we note that there are 8 episodes, so that means it's going to be released over the course of 2 months. So it's probably going to be until either the end of March or maybe the beginning of April when we get a new Helluva Boss episode, if they want to wait until Has Been is done before they start releasing new Helluva Boss episodes. Again, I'm just speculating here. But anyway, this music video, Just Look My Way, from what I understand, is actually based off of a fan song by Paranoid DJ that got released a while ago. And now this is their sort of version of that song, except now it's part of the actual canon of the story. And this is, I'm guessing, going to be a lead up to the next episode of Helluva Boss. And I'm guessing that this is going to be, again, a setup for everything that happens in that episode, because the title of that episode is called Full Moon. And we know that Blitz and Stolas have their meetup every month on the full moon. And I'm guessing that's probably what it's going to be about. And maybe that's going to be where they're going to essentially finally have a discussion of everything that's been going on, because that's felt like what the story's kind of been leading to, that them finally sitting down and actually discussing what's going on, them realizing that there's, more to this than just this arrangement that they have. And at least that's kind of what I'm pretty sure a lot of people are speculating the episode is actually going to be about, considering, what it's actually called. All right, so when it comes to this music video, guys, I do have to let you know that this won't technically be a reaction. I have already watched this, but I wanted to still make a video talking about this music video with you guys. So what we're going to do is we are going to be watching it, and we are going to be discussing it. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to watch it. I'm going to maybe pause it every now and then to add some commentary, but I'm still going to wait until the music video is actually done before we go back and we actually discuss what we're seeing and the song itself and what it could actually mean for the overall story of Blitz and Stolas' relationship and where it's going in the future of the series. And also, because it is a music video, I am going to cut it up to make it, transformative, to make it fair use. And if you guys want the uncut version of this video, just let me know about it in the comments and I will make it available for members. Now, before we get into this, guys, as always, I do have to ask you that if you want to show your support for what we're doing here, then make sure to leave a like, share this video out there, hit the subscribe button if you're new, make sure to ring the bell to be notified whenever I post a new video or whenever I go live. And please guys, comment down below with whatever your thoughts are. All those things really help out videos with the algorithm. And don't just do it for me guys, make sure you actually do it for the video itself. I will leave a link to it in the description. I will also leave a link to VivzyPop's channel. So make sure you head on over there. And if you really like what they're doing, make sure you are subscribed. Make sure that you watch, the music videos as many times as you can. And I'll also leave a link to her Patreon. That way you can support them financially if you want to make sure that they, actually have what they need to continue to bring us more episodes. And also it's just a great way to support what they're doing. And also, like, share, and comment on their videos. Don't just do it for mine, and do it for every content creator we watch here, guys. Don't just watch my or anyone else's reactions to the content. Make sure you actually watch the content itself, because it's a great way to support them. And anyway, with all of that said and out of the way, let's get to this video. Okay, so that already, we're already pausing. But that, as we already know if we watched the previous episodes, that's the Asmodean crystal that he's obviously going to give to Blitz to essentially show him that he's not just into Blitz because of the deal. And that's what, I'll save it for after the videos actually over, when we get into the discussion part of the video. But yeah, that is the Asmodean crystal, which was of course hinted all the way back in episode 1 of season 2, and we're finally actually seeing it. I also love these little just these little touches here and there where they actually have Asmodeus' symbol on it to officially let us know that, oh yeah, this is from him. It's something I always really appreciate in shows, whenever they add little details here and there to like make it feel a bit more a bit more, I don't know what's the word, like real, I guess, or at least real in the world that they're actually showing us right now, is what I'm trying to say.
Expected an oath by blood to hold the tome, and the starlight passes overhead, fuels all the skills I've honed. I am a guardian, yet I find myself drawn from that path on those dazzling moonlit nights. Let me hold you, keep you close to me. I long to hear your voice.
Okay, so another thing that I just want to talk about is just the animation. I mean, it is absolutely amazing. Again, like, I mean, look, say what you want about the show, but one thing you can't deny is just how great it looks. And I mean, there have been episodes in season 1 where I thought that there were some like moments where it looked a little like iffy, is I think might be the right word for it. But so far in season 2, like outside of, I guess, episode 2 and only like some shots in episode 2, like the animation has just been absolutely phenomenal, just absolutely amazing. All right, so just wanted to say that, and back to the sad Owl Boy song.
Let me hold you, keep you close to me. I long to hear your voice. I can give you everything you need, or do you want to hear me plead? Just look my way, just look my way. Is there something more that I don't know, that you won't say till we've both grown cold? Just say, please stay, look my way.
Also, remember, guys, I am going to go back and discussing the actual song itself, and like I said, what it could mean, because there's a lot that I have to say about just like the actual lyrics and their meanings and what it could mean for the actual story.
If that's all this was when you're not here, what is this rooted pain? I don't care that you're of low devastation were primed to sate my dark temptations. Why can't you understand? Let me explain. And I'm terrified as I cry to make these feelings true. What's left for me and my broken heart if I cannot have you?
Okay, so yeah, that what he said right there, that's again, I have some thoughts that I do want to say when it comes to what he just said right there. Like if he doesn't have Blitz, then what does he have? Again, I'll save it for the discussion part of this video.
Unless it's me, and no matter what in this world I could give, it's not enough to get through the walls you've conjured up to live. So I'll grant you this mercy, this bind on our souls needs to end. I will try to make amends for making you means to an end. So look my way, please look my way. And if there's something more that I don't know, I'll save us both before we grow cold. If you'll stay and just say, look my way.
Okay, so that is the song. Now, let's go ahead and get to the credits. Again, fantastic work by everyone who worked on this. So I'm just letting the credits play, just to again. Okay, so yeah, there it is. So yeah, this is a Paranoid DJ song. It was, if you don't know, like originally, Paranoid DJ made a fan song for Helluva Boss, and it was basically this song. And I think that they rewrote it to fit more into what the actual story is for Helluva Boss, because I think that song was written mostly based off the pilot, and or not just the pilot, but with little information we still had at the time for Helluva Boss. And I think that now that we have more context, I think that this song might fit more with who Stolas is now, as opposed to how the song was written before, based on what we thought Stolas' story actually was. And it's nice that they brought, Paranoid DJ in to actually like work on this song, considering, he is the one who wrote the song that this is actually based off of. So again, just absolutely amazing. I mean, imagine that, like, you write a fan song and then the studio responsible for the thing that inspired you to write the song and invites you in and says, hey, we want you to make that song, but more fitting to the actual canon of the story. And we want you to actually write and produce it along with the VA of the character who's, the central figure of your song. So just absolutely amazing. Congratulations to Paranoid DJ. Anyway, so now we're in the, so now that we've actually listened to the song, and I know I didn't pause a lot during I think the like the second half of the song, but again, like I've already watched this multiple times, and no matter how many times I watch it, I still get like immersed in the song and the visuals and just how amazing it is. So yeah, anyway, like I said, let's go back and let's actually talk about this. So like I said before, this obviously is the Asmodean crystal, and we knew about this since, or this was set up all the way in episode 1, and now we're finally actually seeing it. And we knew that uh, ever since we found out what Stolas is planning, that eventually Stolas was going to break off this deal that he's had with Blitz for a while now. And the reason why he wants to do it, a lot of people have speculated, is because he wants to like have this relationship with Blitz, but except have it be for real this time and not just based off of a mutually beneficial, agreement. And he even mentions it later on, which we'll get to. But yeah, and then of course we get to this part, which I do like this part right here, where Stolas goes over like what he actually does. Here, let me see if I can play it.
Passes overhead. I've honed, I am a guardian.
Okay, so yeah, it talks about, again, just goes over like who he is, what his job is, and how his job is to actually watch over all of this. I mean,
Ancient rites, yet I find myself.
And yeah, and he's always just drawn to Blitz in particular. Like he's constantly like occupying his mind. He's always thinking about him.
On those dazzling moonlit nights, let me hold you.
And of course, basically just doing what Stolas always does, where he explains how he feels, talks about how he just wants something real with Blitz.
Your voice, but dearest, I know better now. I must give you this choice.
So yeah, what he said right there, that he has to give him the choice. And again, this is something that a lot of fans have speculated that Stolas has to do in order to have something real, have something genuine with Blitz, that he has to actually give him a choice, that it can't just be where Blitz feels like, oh, I have to do this because, the job that I care about is dependent on what I'm getting from this guy. And, that's obviously, like, we all knew from the beginning that that's not, good for like a genuine, healthy relationship. And eventually it was going to implode, which we did see happen in episode 7. And now we're seeing the the follow-up of those events.
I can give you everything you need, or do you want to hear me plead? Just look my way.
Again, just basically begging Blitz to to genuinely see him, don't just, because we saw in episode 6 in that scene where he was inside the cage with Fizrali, where Blitz, like, the way he sees Stolas is just he's a royal demon, he's royalty, and he looks down on everyone, including us imps. And this thing with Stolas, like, it can't be real. Like, an imp and demon royalty can't have a real thing, because they're all the same. They all look down on us. Although I think Blitz is definitely going to change his view on that, because now he sees that the thing between Fizz and Ozzy is real, and I mean genuinely real. Hell, Ozzy even basically announced it to the whole world, or not the whole world, but to all of hell, that he feels he actually loves Fizz. This is real. This isn't like just pure lust, And I think that after him seeing that, maybe he'll realize that things actually can be real between him and Stolas. That Stolas isn't just a royal demon who's only like in it for the kinks, who isn't in it for just the pleasure.
Just look my way.
And yeah, just absolutely.
Is there something more that I don't know, that you won't say till we've both grown cold? Just
Okay, so that right there is actually very very telling of how what Stolas' mindset is right now, to where that line right there is there. Let's listen to that again.
grown cold,
Sorry, just go back.
both grown cold.
Oh,
You won't say till we've both grown cold.
just is there something you won't say until we both grow cold? I mean, that line alone is, man, I mean, again, because that's actually real. There are people who are just so, and they have reasons for why they're like this, to where they refuse to just say what's actually on their mind. They refuse to say what they actually want to say for whatever reason. And Blitz, we know his story. You know, Blitz is someone who, and it actually goes into it more later on in the song. So you know what? Actually, I'll save it for that. But I love that line right there.
Just say, please stay, look my way. Unspoken contract, a deed we forged for mutual gain.
Okay, so yeah, again, talking about the deal, but then what he says later on.
If that's all this was when you're not here, what is this rooted pain?
Okay, so that right there, where he basically acknowledges that this was never like just a mutual, or this was never, you know, this was never just what it was on the surface. It wasn't just, okay, like I'll lend you my book that you need to, you know, perform your, you know, your job, but in exchange I get like one night of like, you know, of pleasure. And you know, he thought that that's what it was at first, but then, you know, realizing that, oh no, that's never what it was. Like it was always more, which I think again a lot of us pretty much already figured out when we saw what Stolas's story actually was in episode 1. We realized, oh, he didn't start this because, you know, he just wanted, you know, he just wanted pleasure. No, like he wanted something real from the beginning. That's why it always sucked whenever that night was over and then Blitz had to leave and then he had to wait a whole month until he got to see him again.
What prime to sate my dark temptations? Why can't you understand? Let me explain.
Okay, so hold on.
And I'm terrified.
Okay, so that right there, what he just said, you know, the whole let me explain, you know, again, this is something that has needed to happen between Blitz and Stolas, where they needed to just sit down and just explain once and for all what's actually going on here. Like, what is this really? And Stolas needed to, I think he needed to do this for a while now, where he needed to basically make it clear to Blitz that he doesn't see this as just a transactional thing. He wants this to be a real thing. And granted, like Stolas didn't help himself by making the deal, and you know, Blitz at the same time probably, like, again, there's definitely faults at both sides. Like this is why they need to sit down and actually just once and for all just have a discussion where they just let everything out and they don't leave anything ambiguous anymore. Stolas makes it clear to Blitz what he actually wants, and then Blitz needs to make it clear to Stolas how he actually feels about this. Because once that happens, then can they actually move forward? Because other than that, they can't have like anything real. Like Stolas won't have anything real with Blitz unless he makes it clear to him that that's actually what he wants. And then Blitz needs to make it clear to Stolas whether or not that is something he wants with him. And if he says no, then at least Stolas can actually move on. And if he says yes, then okay, great. But again, they need to sit down and actually have a discussion.
As I cry to make these feelings true, what's left for me and my broken heart if I cannot have you?
Okay, so I said before that I really wanted to discuss this, and okay, so that line right there, what he just said, what's left for me if I can't have you? That's actually not a good mindset to have. Because okay, yes, I mean, if you're you're into someone and you can't help it, and you know, if you can't have them, then yeah, it hurts. But the thing is that in a way, Stolas is the thing that, you know, I've kind of noticed with Stolas is that he's in a way tying his self-worth to who he's actually with, whether it's his relationship with Octavia as a father or his relationship with his dad. Maybe, as we saw at the beginning, we know that at first he kind of, you know, looked up to his dad, but then I'm guessing maybe that didn't last very long. And now obviously he's with Blitz, you know, the only person who he has, you know, again, outside of Octavia, who he has like genuine memories of being actually happy. Then if Blitz isn't in his life, then he thinks that, well, what do I have? And that's not a good mindset to have. Like, you can't tie your self-worth to who you're actually in a relationship with. And this is why I think, again, and I know I'm not the only one. I think that a lot of people agree that probably what's best for Stolas right now is to just end things with Blitz and just like he needs to learn to just appreciate himself. You know what I mean? Like, he needs to learn to appreciate that he is, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? That he's gonna be okay, which is weirdly enough, uh, tying back to the song he sang to Octavia at the beginning. Like, yeah, actually, no, that's actually very interesting. You know, he sings that song to Octavia, the whole, like, you know, you'll be okay even though I'm gone. And I think that he needs to learn that himself. Like, he needs to learn that even if he doesn't have Blitz in his life, he'll still be fine. Like, he again, yeah, it's gonna suck that he doesn't have him, and it's gonna suck that he, you know, had someone that he really cared about, someone he wanted, you know, to be in an actual relationship with, but then they just, you know, maybe don't feel the same, and you just accept that that's just not going to happen. It's gonna suck, but you still are going to you'll still be fine. Like, your life isn't over. You still have things in life. You still have things to actually live for. Again, he has his daughter, and you know, maybe he could form relationships with other people that aren't, you know, that isn't Blitz. And yeah, I just, that line right there, like, what do I have uh if I can't have you? And I think that that's what Stolas needs to learn right there. Like, he needs to let Blitz go, at least temporarily, and just, you know, go and, you know, live your life, not constantly thinking about your relationship with this one person. And you need to, like, spend some more time with other people. You know, again, he needs to, this dude needs some friends. Okay, like, does Stolas have any friends? I don't think he does. And I think that that's what he kind of needs right now. He needs to, you know, build relationships with other people, and just learn to have, you know, fun with people, and not just, you know, expect something out of them, you know, or expect like a relationship out of them, like he did with Blitz. You know, it's like, again, it's crazy. Again, I don't know what they're going to do with Stolas and Blitz. Personally, I think that everything that we're seeing so far is leading to them at least separating temporarily. That's the thing that I'm kind of expecting, just based on what they're actually showing us. But anyway, yeah, had definitely had a lot I wanted to say about this. But again, it's just, this song right here is just, it's so well written. It's so good.
If I cannot have you,
Yeah,
unless it's me,
yeah, it's
and no matter what in this world I could give, it's not enough to get through the walls you've conjured up to live. Is this what you feel?
so this imagery right here is okay. So obviously, like, if you know about the I don't know whether it's Japanese or Chinese, I think it's a folk tale where, like, two people are connected by, like, a string. And I think that that's, you know, what they're doing here, kind of, you know, obviously. But, you know, like, what he said right here, like, you know, there's just nothing that Stolas can do to, like, you know, break through these walls that Blitz has, you know, built around himself, because of his experiences, because of, you know, his past relationships that didn't end well. And, you know, although granted, like, he played a part in them not ending well, because he consistently pushes people away because of, you know, what happened to him in his past. But I think that that's also something that Blitz needs to also, you know, go through. And this is why, again, I say that they need to separate, because they both have problems that they need to solve before they even think about having, like, something genuine, having an actual healthy relationship between them. You know, Stolas needs to figure out how to live without being, you know, without constantly tying his worth to someone else. And then Blitz needs to learn to break down these walls that he's constantly built around him, and to actually learn to let people in before, again, him and Stolas can have, like, a genuine thing, if that's what the end goal is for the series, which I I think pretty much everyone believes is definitely going to be the case, unless something happens. I don't know, but I'm inclined to believe, along with everyone else, that this is definitely going to happen. Now, when it's going to happen, we don't know. Maybe it'll happen at the end of this season or the next season, or maybe at the end of the show. I don't know, but I do think it is definitely going to happen. I think it's kind of obvious. But yeah, I mean, again, this imagery right here with Blitz just, curled in a ball, just, hiding himself, and, Stolas trying to get in, but he can't. And then,
Scorned by a realm that cannot comprehend what you are. So I'll grant you this mercy, this
yeah, so yeah, the string breaking.
on our souls.
Also, just one thing I noticed. Yeah, this right here, it kind of looks like, two hands, reaching out for each other, and then
This
just
fight
breaking. Yeah.
on our
Again, nice little attention to detail right there.
souls needs to end. I will try to make amends for making.
Okay, so yeah, this part right here. First of all, outside of just the animation,
I will
just yeah, the water animation, which is just absolutely amazing.
try to make amends.
And of course, the little droplets of water just forming like little stars, mostly because of the lighting. And again, just like these, fuck, this looks amazing.
For making you means to an end, so look my way.
Okay, so that right there. Again, sorry, I know I'm pausing a lot, but like I said, the whole point of this section of the video is to, discuss what's actually happening. And yeah, what he says right here.
For making you, I will try to make amends.
Okay, so yeah, what he says right there, trying to make amends, trying to, make it up to Blitz for what he's about to say right here.
For making you means to an end, so look.
Okay, so that right there, like making him a means to an end, and basically making Blitz feel like he was just a means to an end, like he was just there to, give him pleasure. It was never meant to be anything real. And again, just absolutely amazing. And we all kind of, figured that that's where the story was going, but to actually see it happen and to basically like confirm that, yes, this is what this is what Stolas' plan is that, by letting go, he's going to hopefully make it clear to Blitz that no, he wants this to be a real thing. He doesn't want this to be just, transactional, that what he feels for Blitz is actually real, and that's what he wants. Now, whether Blitz wants it, I mean, that's going to depend on him, and whether or not he feels like he is actually ready to be in like a genuine relationship with Stolas.
Please look my way.
And then reaching and just not making it.
If there's something more that I don't know, I'll save us both before we grow cold. If you'll stay.
Again, it's what he says right there. Let's just hear that again.
I'll save us both before we grow cold.
Save us both before we grow cold, which is just, again, that's like the second reference we've had to them dying before them like ever figuring out something real, which I think is like actually really tragic when you think about it. Like two people who are so desperate for something real, but then it doesn't happen because, again, they just either they're not good at making it clear, or they're too afraid because of past experiences. And the moment they have an opportunity to have something real, they're so afraid to go for it, and they basically never get a chance because, well, something happens.
If you'll stay and just say, look my way.
And then, of course, it transitions back to him and his office, observatory, whatever. And then, I've seen some people point out that he looks like the way he looks here is similar to how he looked in episode one, the circus, episode one of season two. And I mean, yeah, in a way, but I think that for me, like this look right here, I've always seen it as him realizing that, oh, like this is real, this is actually about to happen, I'm actually about to do this one connection that I've had with this guy that I'm in love with is about to end, and it could possibly end permanently. And I think that that's the look right there. It's that look of realization that, oh, it's actually about to end, and it's possibly going to end permanently. And I just, again, I love this. It's so well done. It's so amazing. And then yeah, just that the uh the acceptance, I think, in Stolas' mind that, okay, yeah, this is going to happen. And and he also knows that, it needs to happen. Like this is something that actually needs to happen if both of them want something real. Now, again, whether it's with each other or maybe with someone else, we don't know. But it needs to happen because they can't keep this going, whatever it is that they have right now. And then it okay, so there you go. I mean, that's the music video, and it's just absolutely absolutely amazing. So yeah, I mean, this is the last thing that we're ever going to get for Helluva Boss, at least this year, according to what we were told. And it is just absolutely beautiful. It's a beautiful song, beautiful animation, and again, just tells you so much more about Stolas and where he is right now. Because we haven't really gotten a lot of him in the later episodes. I mean, we did get him in episode six, or not? Yeah, episode six. But in episode seven, we didn't see him, and in episode five, yeah, well, episode five, we didn't see him. And a lot of us were wondering, okay, well, like what's Stolas' mindset currently? And we had an idea after Western Energy where he like tried one more time to connect with Blitz, but then Blitz just blew him off. And then had that realization where he just sat back and just went, okay, things need to change. This can't keep going. This hurts way too much, and I need to make it clear to him that this is what I want, and just to prove it, I'm going to give you this thing that'll allow you to do your job without me. So you're gonna have no obligation to me, but I'm still interested in something real. And then at that point, just leaving it up to Blitz, telling him, and then going, well, so what do you think? I mean, are you also interested in something real, or maybe you don't? And then I think that's what Stolas realizes is, his, like, that's what his worst fear is, that not Stolas, but Blitz doesn't want something real, which I think we all know he also wants, something real with Stolas, but he thinks that Stolas just, he only sees it as just, for pleasure. It's not something real. It's just a kink to him. And I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. My prediction is it's probably not going to end the way Stolas is hoping it's going to end. I think that, yeah, it's probably going to end with them, with Stolas giving him the crystal, and then just ending this, deal that they've had for a while now. And then both of them just going their separate ways for a certain amount of time before, I'm guessing, the story is just going to like bring them back together again for whatever reason. But anyway, guys, this video has already it's already gone on long enough. I mean, we are damn over 40 minutes into this video, and this is like a 4.5 minute music video. So anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And did you like this video? Did you not like it? Whatever your thoughts are, guys, let me know them in the comment section down below. And also leave a like, share this video, hit the subscribe button if you're new. Make sure you are notified by clicking the on the bell icon. That way you're notified whenever I post a new video or whenever I go live. And I hope I'll see you guys for my next video, which hopefully is going to be the reaction to episode 1 of Has Been Hotel when it gets released next month in January. So I hope I'll see you guys then. Bye for now.